As digital technologies become an essential part of everyday life, it is increasingly important for students to develop strong cybersecurity awareness and responsible online behavior. However, conventional teaching methods often struggle to keep learners engaged when addressing cybersecurity concepts and digital citizenship. The AI Secure Cyber Citizenship board game provides a creative solution by incorporating gamification into the learning process, making educational experiences more interactive, engaging, and meaningful. Designed as an educational board game, this initiative places participants in realistic cybersecurity situations where they must analyze risks, make informed decisions, and work collaboratively with others. Through gameplay, students can strengthen their critical thinking, communication, and problem-solving skills while gaining a deeper understanding of online safety practices. By combining entertainment with educational objectives, the AI Secure Cyber Citizenship board game creates an enjoyable and effective platform for learning responsible digital citizenship.
Before the activity began, facilitators were assigned to guide and monitor each group. Students identify their groups from the booklet provided and gather with their members under the facilitator holding their group number. Each group receives a board game set with facilitators arranging the card, dice, and tokens. The objectives were introduced clearly to strengthen the understanding of AI and cybersecurity, encourage teamwork and communication, also build problem-solving and decision-making skills. This preparation ensures students were ready to learn digital ethics and online safety in a fun and interactive way.
During the events, the students participated in an educational board game inspired by Monopoly. The game was designed to introduce topics related to artificial intelligence, digital technologies, cybersecurity, digital ethics, and online safety in a fun and interactive way. Throughout the game, the students took turns rolling the dice and moving around the board. Depending on the space they landed on, they completed different types of activities. Some spaces required them to answer questions related to AI, cybersecurity, and or digital technologies. These questions encourage students to think critically and apply what they had learned. Besides answering the questions, there were also information spaces. When students landed on these spaces, they were required to read interesting facts and useful information about topics such as AI application, cybersecurity awareness, digital ethics, and online safety. This allowed them to gain new knowledge while continuing the game. The students actively discuss the questions and information with their teammates before making decisions. This promotes teamwork, communications, and collaborative learning throughout the activity. Overall, the board game provided an engaging learning experience by combining educational content with gameplay. It helps students improve their understanding of AI and digital technologies while making the learning process enjoyable and interactive. After the board game activity ended, we proceed with the post-event session. The students and facilitators work together to clean up the activity area and organize all the materials used during the board game session. The board game equipment, question cards, and other materials were collected and arranged properly to ensure the area was clean and ready for the next activity. After the cleanup process, the students were given time to inform their groups by creating their own group names and preparing a group cheer. This activity encouraged creativity, teamwork, and stronger communication among the students as they worked together to represent their teams. Once the groups were ready, the students prepared themselves to the next activity, which were explorers. The transition was carried out smoothly as the students gathered with their teammates and received further instruction before continuing with the program.
Throughout the board game activity, we identified several challenges that affected the overall learning experience. The first challenge was the limited learning materials. Each group was provided with only one instruction booklet, so students had to wait for their teammates to finish reading or answering before they could use it. This slowed down the progress of the game and reduced the opportunity for every student to participate actively. The second challenge was the limited time allocated for the activity. The session felt quite rushed, and students had to focus on completing the game within the given time. Because of this, they had less time to discuss the questions, understand the cybersecurity concepts, and reflect on what they had learned. The third challenge was the hall setup and the large group size. Each facilitator was responsible for around 10 students, making it difficult for everyone to hear the instructions clearly. And this sometimes affected the student concentration and communication within their own groups. To address these challenges, several improvements can be made. First, more copies of the instruction booklet should be prepared so that students can access the game instructions without waiting. This will help keep the activity running smoothly and encourage active participation from every group member. Second, more time should be allocated for the board game session. This will allow students to play at a comfortable pace, discuss the questions more thoroughly, and gain a better understanding of the cybersecurity concepts being introduced. Finally, the hall arrangement can be improved by reducing the number of students in each group, assigning additional facilitators where possible, and providing more space between groups. These changes will make it easier for students to hear their facilitator clearly and minimize distractions from nearby groups. Overall, the board game activity provided an enjoyable and engaging way for students to learn about cybersecurity. It encouraged teamwork, communication, and active participation while making learning more interactive than a traditional teaching approach. Although several challenges were identified, they also highlighted areas for improvement that can enhance future sessions. With better planning, sufficient resources, and a more suitable hall arrangement, this board game activity has strong potential to become an even more effective and meaningful learning experience for students.